Monday, fun day. Welcome in. Time for the NBA tip-off show powered by WagerTalk.com. Nice slate of games we got rolling here tonight. The Contrarian Gods will pop in, give their 2 cents. We'll talk about a featured matchup as well as a total that we're going to focus on. We'll take a look at some best bets. Of course, we'll concentrate on the dogs here tonight. A little something for everybody in the association, and we'll do it with 3 of the best at WagerTalk.com as we welcome back in Skee Profit in the house. Mr. Ronald Kabang is here, as well as Rob Vino. I'm Dan Alexander, apparently, and this is the NBA Tip-Off Show. So why don't we start, of course, with the Contrarian Gods as they are loud and clear this season again. And they are going to take a look here where nobody else wants to seem to look here, Skee. How about them Spurs here tonight? Nobody wants to bet the Spurs. I mean, the Clippers, right? It's all about the Clippers now. They won a game. So how about you, man? Are you willing to look inside with the Contrarian Gods and do the unthinkable and maybe back the Spurs here tonight against Harden and the Clippers?
I don't think it's the unthinkable. Like the Clippers they didn't even cover that game that they won. So, I get that they got off the schneid and I expect them to trend upwards. I was even looking at their team total today just because the Spurs lately just really haven't been playing any defense. I think they're rated second worst defensive rated team in the last 5 games, and they're also second worst defending the 3. So if you combine that with, the way that the Spurs play, up-tempo game, I was thinking Clippers can score. But I started thinking about this game more, and I think the Spurs can score too. And you look at all 7 of their home games, they're 7-0 to the over. The last time these teams played, Clippers beat them by 40. Those type of beatdowns, you remember the next time you see that team. So I just feel like the more I think about it, the Spurs are going to come out to play in this game and probably do it early and often. So I'm looking at the Spurs first quarter even. If you look at the home margin for them, it's plus 6.1. And I think they come out strong and keep rolling. So I would go with the Contrarian Gods today.
All right, look at that. There we go. Contrarian Gods got a thumbs up from Skee Profit there, Mr. Kabang. Now, you know better than to double flip them off here. It never usually works out well. So how about it? Are you in agreement with the Contrarian Gods as well as Skee that maybe it's not as crazy as you think looking at those 8.5 points tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I can't. I'm not going to go against the Contrarian Gods, but you see the Spurs. I mean, they lost 8 in a row, and the problem is their defense. But the Clippers, before they won, they lost 6 in a row, and their problem is their offense. Even after Harden joined in the last 6 games, they're 26th in the league in offensive rating. If you look at them on the road, 0-6 straight up, 1-5 against the spread. They also lost both times outright as the road favorites as well. And then I think Skee mentioned, the Spurs at home, they're able to score 6-0 to the over, or 6-0 to the over as home dogs. But I mean, they haven't won a game 0-6 straight up in that spot as well. So that's the thing that kind of takes me off a little bit. But the Clippers, this is their 8th straight game with travel. So this could be like a travel fatigue spot. While this is the Spurs' 3rd straight game at home. So maybe this is going to be a much more evenly matched game than most people think. 8.5 is definitely doable for the Spurs here.
Yeah, it certainly feels like, listen, but Clippers could win this game, Rob, but winning and covering by 8.5 are a totally different situation here. Are you in agreement that maybe we will not get a runaway by the Clippers in this matchup on the road?
Yeah, I mean, good God, Joe, what is the rule if all 3 of us agree with the Contrarian Gods? Jesus.
We immediately bet the Clippers. We immediately run and bet the Clippers. We pause the show and immediately run to go get the Clippers.
Let me open up the accounts. Hang on. Yeah, I mean, first of all, you're not going to get any ATS edge so far this season betting either side, right? The Spurs are 1-5-1 against the spread at home. The other side is 1-5-1 against the spread on the road. So neither one has performed real well in that particular situation. However, I'm just going to start here with a quote from Greg Popovich, who said, "We get those periods where the physicality builds and we go dry offensively. If you don't score and you're in transition defense all the time, it makes it difficult and your leads dissipate. It's just that consistency for us to continue to score." Which, all right, so you read between the lines there, the coach is calling for them to be a little more physical, in particular, Victor Wembanyama, and he's looking for them to continue to score. But the other side doesn't really, outside of the guard matchups, Joe, when I looked at it, right, George and Harden can be physical. Maybe they can out physical the Spur guards, but up front, I'm not so sure the Clippers they're all that physical. LAC. On the other side of the coin here with the Clippers, you have James Harden continues to be the ultimate emergency brake, right? He has just put that offense on hold, period. They've gone under 5 of the last 6. They haven't scored over 108 points in 5 of the last 6. So when you start looking at games from that perspective, game totals in 5 of the last 6 that have landed 206, 219, 206, 193, 208, you have to consider plus 8.5, right? Big underdogs correlate to low scoring games. So I think the Spurs, the head coach is working real hard to try and get this team to perform better. He's trying to pick up all their smaller weaknesses, and maybe they show here. It's the first of back-to-backs in the same venue, so maybe we can watch and react in the second time around. But I tend to try the Spurs here, Joe, plus 8.5. I just don't know. It's funny. James Harden, after they won last game, man, he told us all how things are coming along real great for him now. And he went 8 for 11. The rest of the team shot 34%. So it might be coming around for him, but it's not coming around for anybody else. I'd probably try the Spurs plus 8.5.
Yeah, exactly. Speak for yourself, damn it. I believe their first go at Wembanyama too. So this should be interesting to see what Ty Lue does here and who he throws out to try and guard him. But it's across the board in agreement that maybe the Spurs might be worth a contrarian look here tonight, and we'll shift our focus over to a primetime game, which I think is fascinating here because you got two teams that are really starting to play well, with the Sacramento Kings taking on the New Orleans Pelicans. Now, the Kings, of course, they get De'Aaron Fox back, and there's no stopping them, Skee. But I got to tell you, New Orleans getting a little healthier lately, too, and playing much better offensively. And here they are taking on these Kings here tonight, which I think is, 3rd and 4 for them? Something along those lines. Not a great scheduling spot for them, but who are you looking at in this one, or how are you lining this one up here tonight?
Yeah, it's the 4th and 6th, all on the road for Sacramento. And this is, a back-to-back for them as well. For the Pelicans, it is their third game in 4 nights, not a back-to-back, but all of their games have been at home. So I like that just in general as far as the spot for New Orleans. And just looking at how they've been playing lately, I mean, they're competitive with a lot of good teams, the T-Wolves, the Nuggets, the Mavericks. So I think, they're going to start trending in the right direction. Like you said, they're starting to get a little bit more healthy. And I just feel like this is a spot where Sacramento can get gas the more the game goes on. And I wouldn't be surprised to see anybody added to the injury report with the spot that they're in today, the closer it gets to game time. So I like the Pelicans. I think it was +1 last I looked. That's what I would recommend.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's a great spot for him here, Mr. Kabang. Are you in agreement that hey, I mean, Kings are playing fantastic. I do believe Alvarado back also for New Orleans here tonight. So hey, like two teams playing some pretty good basketball. What separates it for you?
Yeah, I think you said Alvarado. Zion's going to be back today, I think, as well. I think he rested the last game. Skee mentioned the schedule spot. Pelicans, they're rested. This is their I'm not rested. The Pelicans, this is the 5th straight road game. The Kings are on the second leg of back-to-back road games as well. I think this is this is also their 4th straight game in a row. Like this Pelicans team, I think it's 4th and 6 as well. I think you guys mentioned that as well. So I think, I think the books are expecting the Kings. The Kings are on 4th and 6. They're going to battle fatigue, in my opinion, with all those road games. This is their second set of back-to-backs, I think, as well in that road trip. So I don't know. This is a schedule spot that's really funky. You're getting some rest on the Pelicans side. I think they're they got Herter and Lyles who missed the last game. They're considered to be game time decision as well. I think those guys are important to know their status because maybe with them hitting this fatigue spot, starter minutes could potentially be managed today with Fox and Sabonis. Sabonis played 34 minutes yesterday as well. Pelicans, their offense is starting to click. I think they also have one of the better perimeter defenses in the league. They're allowing opponents to shoot just 32.3% from three, which is second best in the league. And the Kings, they score 38% of their points from the three. So that's gonna, I don't know if it's gonna cancel out, but that's something that the Pelicans can do to limit the Kings here offensively. Also, the Pelicans in the last three games, where they kind of flipped the switch offensively, all their points coming from points off turnovers.
Mm.
They're fifth in the league there, first in fast break points, and then also they're fourth in points in the paint. And those are all good numbers or all good aspects offensively to take into a game with a team that could be fatigued, that might have tired legs. So this is a spot I think the Pelicans can possibly win out right here. Yeah, it's just a 1 point number or 1.5, but they should be able to win this one outright.
Yeah, I mean, just pick the winner at this point here. Vino, I watched. That was not an easy game against Dallas last night either for Sacramento. So it's now you got to go and take on a motivated Pelicans team that, hey, is getting healthier and playing some better basketball here. It's a pick 'em. How you looking at this one?
Yeah, I mean, the two guys ahead of me made great points about the scheduling, so I won't talk anymore about that. That certainly favors New Orleans here in this situation. To back up Ronald's point about 3-point defense, New Orleans is second in the league in 3-point percentage allowed, and the other side is 24th. And when you have two teams that are coming in as hot as these two are offensively, I mean, some of these numbers, Joe, how about Sacramento last four games? 53.3 from the field, 54.1, 50, 59. Fantastic shooting, but New Orleans matches that 51.2, 52.3, 52.1, 51. So I think when you have two red hot offenses like that, you look for which side can have the defensive edge. That seems to be New Orleans on the perimeter in this one. And let's just single out a couple of guys here that Willie Green, the head coach of New Orleans, praised an awful lot. And it's the two young guys on the perimeter. Again, when they lost CJ McCollum for a while, they needed help from 3-point range. And Jordan Hawkins, the UConn shooting guard, and Dyson Daniels are two guys that Willie Green has just praised. Basically, he singled them out as being the reason why. And he added in Matt Ryan for his 3-point shooting. He's been shooting it real well, too. But I think it was Ronald who was talking about fast break points and the perimeter defense. Those go hand in hand with those young guys and those young legs. Jordan Hawkins comes from Danny Hurley's program, right? Defensive minded, and he can shoot it. And Dyson Daniels the same. So I would lean towards the Pelicans here as well. You could take a look at under if in fact Sacramento fades with their or fatigues late in this game. Maybe lower scoring fourth quarter out of them, but I don't think they're going to stop New Orleans from scoring. So I would probably be on either the Pelicans or Pelicans team total in this one.
All right, there you got it. It's a little something for everyone here so far. And I do want to just remind those of you that are joining us maybe for the first time, great opportunity to become part of the Wager Talk TV family. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button, as nobody's got more great content coming up in the NBA season, college basketball season, NFL, college football through the national championship. We've got you covered, everything you need to know here, and get access to all of those videos instantaneously. Become a member here and hit that subscribe button and get ready to take advantage for Thanksgiving of an amazing opportunity to partner up with Skee, as well as Ronald Kabang and Rob Vino, three of the most profitable at WagerTalk.com. 7 days of all access, just $69 right now. That's it, $69, no coupon needed. You just visit Skee, visit Ronald, visit Rob Vino on their page over at WagerTalk.com and partner up over the next 7 days and get every play a 7-day all-access package for less than $10 a day. I love this overtime game here because we usually focus on the highest total on the board, but I thought we'd go the other way because what a difference between the highest and lowest on the board here today. And when you look at the Bulls and the Heat, we're down to 208. It was 210.5, I think. 211 was the open. Now it's down to 208, is by far the lowest total on the board. And I get it with good reason. I mean, Skee, I turned on the damn Heat game the other night. It was 21-1. And I'm like, all right, cash that ticket. And I turn it back on in the fourth, and their ass lost. So not something I was expecting. But again, we keep getting this 33, 35 total points in the first half for the Bulls. Is any of this going to change? I mean, I get the under, but is it too low for you?
No, I think this game is low for a reason. You look at how both of these teams play. Last 5 games, at least, both bottom 10 in pace, bottom 10 offensive rated teams, just not scoring a whole lot of points. I know Chicago has went under 4 in a row. Their last 3, I believe, have not surpassed 200 points in those games. And also the last 4 meetings between these teams have gone under. So if I just look at all of that, I think that's the reason we're getting this 208. And I wouldn't be scared of it. I would only look under.
Only looking under in this matchup tonight. So what do you think, Ronald? Is it just under for you or nothing? Or do you think maybe this is the values on the over at this point? Expect a little more offense.
No, I think this is an under type game for me as well. I mean, the Heat, if you look at some of the trends too, Heat 3-1 to the under as road favorites this season. The one time that they went over, they were actually on the second leg of back-to-back games, so they didn't have the legs to play defense against the Spurs. And then the Bulls side, you look at them, they're 29th in the league in pace and points per game. They're not that great. I think they're like bottom 2 or bottom 3 in points per game as well. They're one of the worst shooting teams in the league. I think the only reason why they're not at the bottom of the league as far as offensive rating is because they don't turn the ball over at a high rate. But Miami on the other side, they're 4th in the league in steals per game. So that could, kind of cancel each other out. It makes sense to me that people like the under here. It's gone from 210.5 to 208. That's the only way that I could look is under here in this spot. I just feel like both offenses might struggle in this spot.
All right, Vino. You're the only guy I know that has ever met an over that you didn't like. So here we go. We've got 208 on the board. It's the lowest damn total on the board. Skee and Ron looking at the under. Tell me, is there an over in this game you like?
If I was going to play one, Joe, it would probably be Miami team total over. I would play the Bulls team total under, and I'm going to tell you why. Because Eric Spoelstra and Jimmy Butler came out pretty PO'd after that loss last game. And it's a complete or a direct turnaround game, right? So there's time for the emotion to still be there. But Spoelstra said, the Bulls outplayed us down the stretch. When you get up double digits, we had a few opportunities in the second half to extend the lead, and we didn't. Jimmy Butler goes on to say, we let it get easy for them. We let this one get away. And again, we've said it time and time in this show. When Jimmy Butler talks, he's one of the players where I'm going to listen. I don't think Chicago is going to get to their team total tonight, which would probably lead you to playing under. But your question was, is there an over to be played here? And I think if there is one, it would probably be Miami's team total. If I'm going to play over, that's where I'm going to look.
All right, you're going to do it. You're going to look at the over team total-wise in this one here. All right, so there you got it. We got a contrarian play. We got a game breakdown. We now have a total. So now it is time for everyone's favorite, where we focus on the dogs here, and they'll be barking maybe tonight. So, Robert, let's see what we got on the card here.
That's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. And anybody got to say anything, you let me know. That's my dog.
All right, let's take a look at some of these dogs here tonight. Wizards, Hornets. We talked the Spurs, the Bulls. The Pistons are in action. That's never exciting. Knicks are a dog. We do have the Pelicans as well as, wait a minute, the Rockets? A dog again? Oh, Robert, what in the hell is going on here? All right, Skee, there is some ugliness on this card, but maybe there's an opportunity here with a dog that might just be barking on this Monday. What are you looking at here?
Oh, this is tough because we've already talked about two of them, and I really don't want to be repetitive, but saying the same things about the. You guys already know how I feel about those teams, so I'm trying to see if there's one more I can pick out of the group, and I think I will go with. I'll go with the Knicks. It's not in my pocket just yet, but just looking at how they played lately, better offensive rated team, better rebounding team than Minnesota. I know they've been playing some weak competition, and the numbers that I'm looking at are last 5 game stats, by the way. Um, but the competition New York hasn't been playing or has been playing hasn't been that great. So we'll see if it can translate versus a Minnesota defense that is top notch. But New York's defense is not far behind. So I lean Knicks plus 2.5. The other two dogs, like I said, that I feel stronger about, we talked about earlier in the show.
All right, so we do have a few dogs that might be barking here, Ron. How about for you? Is there one that stands out?
Yeah, I mean, not too much for me as far as like the dogs go, but we did talk about the Pelicans earlier. I do like them here to win this game outright. Obviously we talked about the scheduling spot, the fatigue that's going to be coming from the Kings side, and also the 3 point defense and what the offense has become of the Pelicans with their new lineup and some of the guys being rested and coming into this game. So I would say the Pelicans winning outright would be the way that I go as far as the dog goes. There's nothing else that was catching my eye as far as like the dogs goes.
All right, well, Robbie, it's up to you, man. It's up to you. The Rockets are sitting there. Robert's finger is on the buzzer. So what are you thinking? What are you thinking here, man? Is there a dog given a chance might do the unthinkable and win outright?
You know what, Joe? You called it ugliness. But my reply to the show chat when I was asked for my dog today was these dogs blow. And they do blow. I don't know. And unlike Skee, I'm not above being repetitive here. I think I tried. The problem with being repetitive is I'm doubling down with the contrarian gods here. Now, I did do this once last year, and I somehow got away with it. But I like the Spurs. I just think that price at home against a Clipper team that is that slow, the numbers just correlate to me. You're talking about a game that I would figure to be low scoring just because Harden has put the brakes on the offense. The head coach on the other side, like I said earlier, is demanding a little more physicality and scoring out of his team. The first of two here, I'd expect the Spurs to be fired up out of the gate. I think Skee had said maybe Spurs first quarter when he was analyzing the game. I would agree with that. So I'm going to try Spurs here as my dog, plus the 8.5. If I had more faith in the Pistons, I would have gone there. But without Jalen Duren in the lineup, they're soft inside. And he's only questionable at this point in time, so I can't make my way to that side yet.
All right. Well, there you got it here, guys. We got some dogs. We got some contrarian plays. We got a little something for everyone here tonight. Now it is time to throw 60 seconds on the clock and get some best bets out of these guys. And again, if you're new to us here, go ahead, hit that subscribe button here, become part of the WagerTalk TV family, and get access to all of the great content during the week, all the head-to-head matchups and best bets. And all of the info you need to order to make some smart sports investing decisions in the NBA. And let's see if we can't make one here right now with a best bet. So, Skee, it's 60 seconds on the clock. Tell us where you're looking here tonight for a best bet.
Yeah, I like a lot of stuff tonight. I'm starting to look at it. It's one of those days, shoot type of days. But for best bet for the show, I'll go with one that looks like it's on the move, and the reason it's on the move is because Sengun has been downgraded to questionable. So, and that just, that makes sense to me. I was expecting somebody to pop up on the injury report. It is a back-to-back for this Rockets team going up. The only thing I don't like for the Warriors is they're coming off overtime, but they still have the rest advantage. And just looking at the line, just like how you said, Joe, Rockets are +7. Like, they've been playing so much better than the Warriors. Why would they make them +7 here? It's just the situation that they're in. And I think the Warriors can take advantage. So they've been the better offensive team lately. They've been the better rebounding team. I don't think the Rockets are really going to play that defense that they've been playing so far to start the year tonight. Warriors win this one by double digits.
All right, we're going to the Warriors. Double digits, expecting to get it done here tonight. Sorry, Robbie. Sorry about that. Let's talk Kabang. 60 seconds on the clock. I'm shocked it took him so long to get to the buzzer. But go ahead, my man. Tell us, where is the best bet on the card here tonight?
Yeah, I'm looking towards this Knicks Wolves matchup. The Knicks finishing up a 5-game road trip. They've had 2 sets of back-to-back games within that span, fourth game in 6 nights. This is a situation where I could see fatigue setting in on the Knicks side, especially in the second half. I'm not a big fan of their second unit. The Wolves, I know they just finished a 5-game road trip. This is their first game back. Typically, that's a bad spot. But if you look at the last 2 games to close out that road trip, no Wolves starter played more than 34 minutes, so they should be rested. Also, the Wolves have been dominant at home to start the season, 5-0 straight up and against the spread, and they've kept all their opponents in those games under their team total, and that includes an OT game against the Celtics. The Knicks show out against bottom tier teams. They've scored 120 or more against bottom 10 defensive rated teams, but they struggle against these top tier defensive teams. Also, the Knicks, where the total is less than 224, 6-0 to the under, only going over their team total just once. So I'm going with the Knicks to struggle against the Wolves here. Knicks team total under 106 is the way to go.
All right, looking for an under 1. Wow, okay, so we got some interesting spots here, Vino. We've got Skee's thoughts. He's feeling like it's going to be one of those nights. Kabang, he's pretty solid on what we got. Now, how about you for a 60-second best bet? Where are you looking tonight on the card here?
I'm going to go ahead and just expand on what Ronald said. I like that full game under here. The Knicks, obviously, we talk about it all the time, how slow they play. An indicator of how slow they play, Joe, 5 of the last 6 games that the Knicks have been in, they've allowed the opponent to shoot 47% or better. Yet opponents don't put up any numbers against them because the game is so slow. The highest number posted against the Knicks was 114. Otherwise, you're talking about mid 100s, maybe even under 100. And with the way Minnesota's been playing defense all season long, I will combine that to the point that Ronald made about Knicks fatigue here. Be hard for the Knicks to score against this defense. I think that the scoring here is probably limited to one side. It correlates to the under. The Knicks, if they do shoot a little bit crooked, which they're known to do, that's going to make this one even easier. So I don't see the Wolves really laying it on late. So I'm going to play this one under the total.
All right. There you got it. Got a little something for everybody here tonight, including a great opportunity to partner up with all 3 of these guys. Just head over to their pages at WagerTalk.com. We are talking about a Thanksgiving, giving thanks, really. And for less than $10 a day, you can partner up with them at WagerTalk.com, all access style, meaning every play, every sport, including the NBA right now for less than $10 a day, just $69. No code needed. Just visit Skee, Ronald, and Rob over at WagerTalk.com. All right, that'll do it for us here today. We'll do it again tomorrow, just a 5-game slate, so we'll get some best bets. And then, of course, Wednesday, before Turkey Day, loaded card. And, of course, Friday, also another loaded card. And we'll be back then. But until then, guys, make sure you go ahead, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and make plans to come back and join us again tomorrow for another edition of the NBA Tip-Off Show. But we're not done. Go ahead and click on the video on your screen right now and get access to all the rest of those head-to-head matchups coming up today and this week. Knowledge is power. Nobody's got more of it than we do. So good luck, guys. We'll see you again tomorrow.